Rock and Roll Geek Show 984.
Still rocking after all these years.
This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
This is it, the show that started it all. Often imitated, but never equal. From San Francisco, USA, online since 2004. It's the one and only Rock and Roll Geek Show. With the original Rock and Roll Geek, Michael Butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Monday, May 4th, 2020, and it is 6:46 p.m. when I'm recording this episode. Let me open the second beer of the day. This is a Modelo. I just finished a Tecate when I was having dinner. Cooked some fish up for Brian and me. I'm in San Francisco, and the wife is still up in the mountain house, and I'm probably going to go back this week sometime. I was supposed to work tomorrow, but have not heard back from the guy. So if I don't hear back from this guy, which I'm not that motivated to go work, I need the money, but I also need to get the hell out of San Francisco. So if I do not, let me take a sip of this fine Modelo here, because I'm getting a little parched. That's good. Second one of the day, always the best. So I've been here a week, and I'm ready to get the hell out of San Francisco already. They're starting to relax things up a little bit here, but everybody's still walking around like they're on pins and needles, terrified of each other. But the people I've been working for have been really cool, and they don't seem to mind too much. And, I was working outside by myself, so I wasn't really infecting anybody. I love seeing all these people riding around on their bikes. There's nobody anywhere near them. It's 90 degrees out or 80 degrees out, and they're wearing masks. But that's besides the point. So I may go up to the mountain house. If I don't hear from this guy about working, I may go back up either tomorrow or Wednesday. On the way up, I'm probably going to try to stop in Calaveras County and maybe try to snag a turkey with a bow, as I was talking to Ted Nugent about. And anyway, yeah. So I have not done so the last three shows I did, let me see, we did the interview, Casey and I did the interview with the guy from Wildlife, Dave. Then I did Tuck Smith. I didn't do him, but I did an interview with Tuck Smith, which, by the way, Tuck Smith has really been impressed with the people who have contacted him, letting them know that they heard him on the Rock and Roll Geek Show. So I really appreciate you doing that, friends. Keep letting him know, because it makes me feel like he doesn't waste his time. And maybe it seems like this podcast is not a crappy little nothing podcast. Maybe he'll think I'm bigger than I really am. Who knows? But okay. And I also did the Ted Nugent interview, as you know. I got a lot of feedback from all those. And the one before that, I did track by track of the American Heartbreak album. So I haven't actually just sat down and done spun tunes and caught up with you, the friends of the Rock and Roll Geek Show, in quite a while. So I think I'm going to do that tonight. Spin some tunes, read some emails. Got a couple audio comments. I'm going to play those before they get stale, and we'll just see where it takes us. It's Monday. Got nothing else to do. I've been going to sleep really early. Well, I worked all day yesterday. I went fishing on Saturday. It was really nice to get out in the ocean. I went down to Monterey with some of the kayak friends, Haj, the Japanese guy Haj, and some other people, and there were a whole bunch of kayaks out there fishing. I had a really good time. I caught a few rockfish and a huge ocean whitefish, so it was nice to get out on the water and catch some fish. And had great fish dinner tonight with some halibut that I pulled out of the freezer. And on Sunday, Brian and I, we're two bachelors here at the house. Brian and I had some whole rockfish that I caught. We had that on Saturday night. It was delicious. Yesterday I worked all day, did a small job, so I'm not really that motivated to go paint somebody's living room. The money's not that much, and I do need the money, but it's not great pay. So I may just get the fuck out of here and try to get a turkey and then head back up to the mountain house. So, with all that said, let's play a song. This is brand new Rambler. Rambler is the guy Chase Tail. He used to play in a band with Tuck called the Heart Attacks. And on that Wildlife album, there's a song about the singer for Rambler trying to keep up with CT, which means Chase Tail. And this is a brand new song from Rambler called, by the way, if you're looking for Rambler, it's RMBLR. I will post a link to their Bandcamp on show notes at rockandrollgeek.com. This song is called Machine Gun.
If you wanna talk me, let's sit stand at your food. Fire your mouth like a machine gun. Stand the out, watermelon who? What's that machine gun? What's that machine gun? What's that machine gun? What's that machine gun? Dynamite, she's a mean one. Shooting all out and down. Dynamite, she's a mean one. And I don't move around. If you wanna talk me, let's sit and stand at your food. Fire your mouth like a machine gun. Send me out, watermelon who? What's that machine gun? What's that machine gun? What's that machine gun? What's that machine gun? I'm talking machine gun. You can't eat. I'm talking machine gun. You can't eat. If you wanna talk me, let's sit and stand at your food. Fire your mouth like a machine gun. Send me out, watermelon who? What's that machine gun? What's that machine gun? What's that machine gun? What's that machine gun? I'm talking machine gun. You can't eat. I'm talking machine gun. You can't eat. I'm talking machine gun. I'm talking machine gun. You can't eat. You can't eat. You can't help.
There you go. Rambler Machine Gun. I like that. All right. So before I play some audio comments, read some emails, I don't know how long this show is going to be. I'm just going to see how long I can do it. I don't have that much to talk about, but we'll see what happens. So I would like to thank everybody who donated to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. Let's find some music to play. A brand new Dennis DeYoung from Styx. This doesn't come out till May 22nd, and I'm probably not supposed to be playing this, but let's just play it in the background. I'm going to trust the friends of the Rock and Roll Geek Show that they don't contact Dennis DeYoung and tell him that Michael Butler debuted his album. He was supposed to be doing a show at the House of Blues in Chicago on April 3rd, and everybody who attended was going to get a physical copy of the album, which is called 26 East, and they were going to premiere the album. So that was supposed to happen on April 3rd. So I'm technically not. He didn't do that. So I may be the first one to ever play this, but let's hear this in the background while I thank the donors. First song, East of Midnight. Should we do a track by track of this? I don't want to get busted. All right, let's see. Oh, wait a second. Let me start. Wait, let's stop the first one. Okay, here you go. Of course, Dennis DeYoung from Styx. Sounds like Styx. All right, there are several ways you can donate to the Rock and Roll Geek Show, friends. First of all,
in a lifetime long ago.
Sounds like Mr. Roboto era sticks.
I was searching for
Still got a great voice.
to the big machine.
All right, I would like to first thank the big money donors. Anonymous for the $250. Thank you to Michael Cranston for the $100. Adam Boucher, $100. Jonathan Travers. I've not heard from Jonathan Travers in a while. I got an audio comment from him to play. $100. John Morgan, $100. Brian Springer, $100. Dan Gerawan, $100. Rodney Cross, $100. Brian Springer, $100. Another $100. Chris Capel, the rock and roll copywriter, $100. And John Morgan, $100. Okay, those are the big money donors. Also, thank you to Dave Slusher for the $200 and the $100 Australian. And everybody who donates $100, Dave Slusher will send out a 3D printed Matted Dad portable bidet. So keep those $100 donations coming in, friends. I really appreciate it. Got one today from Michael Cranston.
I was saved that day, so I got me a vehicle.
This doesn't suck.
Second-hand miracle, just a set of.
All right, and there are several ways you can donate to the show. One is by going to patreon.com/RNRGeek, like Kirk Crawford did. Donates $12.77 every episode. He also gave me several donations on the PayPal, which I'll thank him for those in a few minutes. Thank you to Joseph Coyne, $10 every episode. Dan Gerawan, again, $10 every episode. Tim Schall, $10. My Bodyguard, Joe Pawlak, $6.66. Joe Pawlak also donated $100 too. This was last month when he did that. Thank you, Joe Pawlak. I really appreciate it, friend. My podcast mentor and co-host of Mad at Dad, Dave Slusher, $5.55 every episode. Rodney Cross, $5. John Boveri, $5. Grant Farquhar, $5. Jamie Jefford, $5. And let's hear... Stop this one. Let's hear another one. Remind me, I stopped at Jamie Jefford. Right. With all due respect. Oh, boy.
Fake news, fake facts, new days, new hacks, fake truth, fake lies. Guess what?
Now that's Dennis DeYoung talking. Isn't he married? He's not gay, right?
Surprise! Fake fun, fake facts. Hey, look, new tax. Fake red, fake blue, fake me. Well, fake you.
All right, well, there's the witty Dennis DeYoung. By the way, a little rockin'. I put in a request for an interview with Dennis DeYoung, and this is what the response I got back. Yeah, exactly. All right, back to you, Dennis DeYoung. I like this. All right, where was I? Jamie Jefford, $5. Thank you, Marshall York, for the $5. Brad Shick for the $5. Michael Brown, $5. Michael Street, $5. Ryan Springer, $5. Where am I? I lost my place. Brian Springer. Oh, Chiaki Hinohara, my good friend, who I miss dearly because we're locked in our houses. $5. Robert Harvey, $5. Kim Kennedy, $5. Derek Coward, $3. Chad Burns, $2.50. Paul Roub, $2.25. Vincent Crimi, $2. Adrian Boschan, Boschrock on the forums and the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook page, which I did not create, but I do approve, people. We're up to like over 450 members now. You got to answer 2 questions. Just go there. Look for the one with 400 and something members. Got to answer 2 questions so that I know you're not someone from the CDC coming to put us all in mandatory lockdown. Thank you to Patrick Shanahan for the $2. Barbados Fine Modelo. Thank you to Metal Dan for the $2. Bruce McMillan, $2. Mike Dixon, $2. Eric Stowell, $2. Mathew Hunt, $2. Paul Underwood, maker of Thunderwood's Fine Barbecue Sauce, $2. Amelia Bowen, Arnie Stash, 3 Legs, 4 Wheels, Bondstone, John Richardson, and Corey Kohler all donate $1 every episode. Thank you, friends. I think he said, with all due respect, you're an asshole. I like that. So far, I'm not hating this album. Who's all on this? A lot of people. Jim Petrick on guitar, or Jim Petterick on guitar. August Zadra guitar. Jimmy Leahy guitar. Craig Carter bass. Mighty Mike Morales. John on drums. John Blazuki. Micah on keyboards. Mike Aquino electric guitars. Matthew DeYoung drums on one song. Okay, a bunch of people who I don't know. Dennis DeYoung plays keyboards, fake drums, fake bass, fake news, and some vocals. Oh, and Vuvuzela. I like this. Thank you. Oh, you can also go to PayPal. All these links are on the show notes of Rock and Roll. Just go to rockandrollgeek.com and hit the donate button. Which, by the way, the site rockandrollgeek.com got hacked by the Russians, and I had to get my friend Robbie Trenchany to get it back for me. So thank you, Robbie Trenchany, for that. What's the next song here? About A Kingdom Ablaze. A Kingdom Ablaze. A Kingdom Ablaze. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Is this on, what label is this on? Frontiers? Yes, Frontiers Music. All right. Thank you to Kirk Crawford. $50. He said, I listened to Mad at Dad. Laugh my ass off. Here's proof to your wife that not everyone doesn't like you. Yeah, I said that on Mad at Dad. You gotta listen to the last Mad at Dad. Stay frosty. P.S. On your next pod, please let us know what you found out about the car that was parked in front of your mountain house. I did not find out anything about it. They drove off. And I was busy fighting with the wife. This one's not that good. Let's see if it gets to the good chorus. Thank you to Kirk Crawford for another $50. Benjamin Muller, $50. Kirk Crawford for a third round of $50. $150. Thank you, Kirk Crawford. Let me take a sip of this fine Tecate to the great Kirk Crawford. I really appreciate it, Kirk Crawford. You are a good man. This song blows. About You, My Love. You, My Love. Thank you to... excuse me, I got Modelo caught down my throat. Thank you to Michael Street for $50. Oh, these were an anonymous person matched everybody who did $50. He did for like last two shows. He did matching donations for everybody who donated $50. So thank you, Michael Street, for the $50. Thank you to Richard Fusey for the $25. Thank you to Kirk Crawford again for $25. Kirk Crawford, you rule, man. This is not bad for a ballad. I'm wondering how Dennis DeYoung has a great voice.
So I'll pray.
Thank you to Tim Schall, $25. Thank you to Elodie Johns. She's back. Hope that doesn't mean her boyfriend dumped her or she dumped her boyfriend. She's not. Because I thought she was in love and was going to get married. Well, I thank you for the $20 anyway, Elodie. I hope everything's okay with you, friend. Thank you to Douglas Free for the $20. Oh, Elodie donated $25. Thank you to Douglas Free for the $20.
So I won't remember the promises
I like this.
we made on that day.
Thank you to Douglas Free, $20. Thank you to, did I already say Richard Strom, $20? Thank you, Richard Strom. Thank you to Dave Jackson in School of Podcasting for the $10. Thank you to Daniel Segan for the $10. Thank you to Jeff and Sherry, the key.
Good and bad times.
Thank you to James Venners for the $10. Thank you to Dick
Schuit.
for the $5. Oh no, Dick
Schuit.
upped his donation to $10. Thank you, Dick.
Schuit.
One more time.
Schuit.
By the way,
You call me what I see.
shit, I just opened up a whole bunch of fucking. Oh shit! It's out of control.
That it was only
By the way, somebody got on the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group and said that Casey and I disrespected Dick
Schuit.
on the wildlife episode, and right after he posted that, Dick
Schuit.
canceled his donations. And I was bummed out for the entire day. I said, man, this fucking guy, I forget the guy's name on the guy on the Facebook group. Man, this fucking guy, he must have gone to Dick
Schuit.
and told him we were bad-mouthing him or something, which we did not. Hold on, I'm rolling over my headphone cord. And and then Dick
Schuit.
stopped his donations, and then about an hour later, Dick
Schuit.
upped his donations to $10. So thank you very much, Dick. I'm
Schuit.
glad you did not jump ship, because I would have been really bummed. Where am I here? Dick's height. Let's get the next song. What's a pretty good song? Run for the Roses. How about that one? Let's see. Yeah, he's not gay, right? Dennis DeYoung. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
seems like everyone I know longs
He's got a great
for the good
voice.
life. The smell of sweet
I got a soft spot in my heart for Dennis DeYoung era sticks.
We keep our score with notches on.
Thank you to Dave Franco for the $10. Thank you to BJ. I know it's a long donation segment, but I'm getting into hearing this Dennis DeYoung.
But it's the
Thank you to Dave Franco for the $10. BJ Lisco, $10. Thank you to Chris Atherton for the $10. Thank you to friend of the show and friend of mine, Ralph Miller, for the $10. Thank you to Jason Shepard for the $10. Thank you to Todd Cunningham, friend of the show, for the $10. Thank you to John Tennis for the $5. Thank you to Benjamin Muller again for another $5. Thank you, Greg Long, for the $5.
same old story told.
Yeah, this was not great. How about Damn That Dream? Damn That Dream. Another rocker, okay. Greg Long, $5. Thank you to Eric Lentz for the $5. Michael Williams, $5. Robert Giglio, Rock Bottom Rob, I think, from Cream Circus, for the $5. Thank you for sending me the song, Rob Giglio. And it's them playing in separate rooms.
To make sense
Thank you to Richard Strom for the $5. Thank you to Andrew Howe for the $5. Thank you to Sigmund Heidacher for the $5. Thanks to Dale Roller for the $5. Thanks to Jero Carroll for the $5. Thanks to Christopher Del Grande for the $5. Thanks to Robert Scott, $5. Thank you to Peter Spark for the $5. Thanks to Blake Johnson, $5. Thank you to John Offenloch for the $5. Thank you to William Moffitt for the $2. Thanks to Brett Garsky for the $5. Thanks to Richard Fusay for the $5. Thanks to Bradford Page for the $2. Thanks to Deborah Dreyfus, if that's your real name, for the $2. Thank you to Richard Fusey for $2. Is it Fusey or Fusay? Richard Fusay is like one of the top posters on the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group, so I have a soft spot in my heart for Richard Fusay as well. Thank you to Jason Wendleton for the $2. Thank you to Rob Giglio for another $2. And finally, thank you to Lassie Sativadhagen for the $2.
What the hell do you do?
Thank you to everybody who donates to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. Without you, friends, because I'm virtually unemployed, without you, this show would die a horrible, putrid, stench-filled, Corova, spitting up liquid from your lungs kind of death on a ventilator. I'll take a sip of this fine Modelo to everyone who donates. All right, you want to stop this? You want let's listen to the rest of it. Let's see, Unbroken. Let's hear how that one is. Unbroken. Okay. This one's not that great. We can get it fast forward.
And should this tempest have its say, we'll be destroyed.
Yeah, the thing about the later day Styx with Dennis DeYoung, little Broadway-ish.
That we need to
He's not gay, right?
where we cannot be discouraged as long as we are still alive against the rain.
Guy's got an unmistakable voice that you gotta love.
And we'll defy every lie.
It's not bad. How about Promise of This Land?
Once upon a promised land,
Oh boy.
from sea to shine,
This is Broadway for sure.
people lived by freedom's light. Folks like you and folks like me, and out there in this promised land, behind every door, anyone could dare to dream like
Okay.
no place else.
All right, what else we got here? Shit. The producer is fucking up.
Together and alone,
Got X going in one channel, Dennis DeYoung going in the other.
and a life.
Yeah, this just sounds like Lion King. All right, good to the good old days. To the good old days. Not bad. Ballad.
It's so hard to say goodbye, so I promise not to cry. But any tears that might be shed are only tears of joy. And I thank my lucky stars that we've come so very
All
far.
right, let's get it farther in and maybe it gets more rocking.
And to all our friends, may the memories last, may they never end.
I'll bet you if Styx had him back, they would put out a good album.
So
Because you'd have Tommy Shaw and James Young playing rocking guitars.
wishing somehow we could stay.
I don't know if you ever saw the behind the music, but those guys can't stand him.
When we all would sing along.
All right, one more. AD 2020. How's this one sound? AD 2020.
And so, my friends, I'll say goodbye. For time has claimed
Oh, what's this one?
its prize. But
Oh, the best of
music never
times.
dies. Just
Right.
listen and close your eyes.
Isn't that a Styx song, The Best of Times?
Welcome to paradise.
All right, not bad. I got to give it a stronger listen. There you go, friends. You just got a world premiere. The new Dynasty Young. No one's ever heard it before. Well, not in public. But let's hopefully, like I said, do not send Dynasty Young a message saying that Michael Butler. Come on, trolls. Let me stop it. Okay. Just give me a break. And I did it for you, friends. Don't tell on me, all right? All right. Because they could find me and I could be in big fucking trouble. I could never get any more advanced stuff from them. All right, I got some audio comments. How about... Oh, I keep opening up all these apps. My computer here is fucked up. All right, I got an audio comment. Let's hear it.
Hey, Michael Butler, how's it going?
Oh, my good friend Jonathan Travers, my boy Jonathan Travers. I thought he jumped ship too. Good to have you back, John Travers.
Hey, Michael Butler, how's it going?
Super
it's your buddy
great.
Jonathan Travers.
Yeah, super great. Good to be
Monday around 10:30 in the morning. Just sitting here, just getting done reading the news about the great coronavirus taking over.
back. Oh, well, maybe Jonathan Travers has been listening to Mad at Dad, and maybe he's been listening to Rock and Roll Geek Show. I don't know.
I'm with your boy Mick Cripps. I don't know what he's telling you, but
Oh, boy. Mick Cripps gets me so stressed out with these group texts. He and Billy, Billy, and Mick Cripps are on a group text, and, man, Mick gets me worked up. I'm backing up.
great coronavirus taking over. I'm with your boy Mick Cripps. I don't know what he's telling you, but if he seems to be as dead on as he... I'm telling you what, man, I'm getting kind of paranoid about this whole thing.
Yeah, you and me
beyond
both.
belief. But I'm expecting Red Dawn type shit. I wouldn't be surprised by the time this is over. You watch somebody go running down your street yelling, "Wolverine!"
Now, did you see on the news somebody was so stressed out on an airplane some guy beat the shit out of another guy on the plane? I mean, it was like a brawl. It turned out like a brawl of like several people on an airplane that had to make an emergency landing. Everybody's so fucking stressed out.
This is getting fucking crazy. I almost wanted to beat the shit out of this guy yesterday. I went to get a six-pack.
Maybe it was... Wait a minute. Maybe it was Jonathan Travers on the plane.
I wanted to beat the shit out of this guy yesterday. I went to get a six-pack, and they got the squares on the floor to mark the 6 foot distance.
Yeah.
That don't mean shit when you're standing in line to buy a fucking pack of beer and some asshole behind you fucking sneezes. Now I wasn't facing this.
Oh, man. Yeah, now it's gotten to if you sneeze in public, people are going to kick your ass, man. I'm out at the grocery store wearing a fucking mask. I got something clogged in my throat and I want to cough. And I'm going like, I don't want anybody to hear me because I'm afraid I'm going to get arrested.
Same way, but I know damn well his fucking mouth wasn't covered, the son of a bitch. Thank God I was wearing a mask. It's already bad enough. You go into a fucking store and then sneeze in a 7-Eleven. Jesus Christ, what is that, a 2 foot square fucking store?
Yeah, and not to mention the clientele at the 7-Elevens, not the let's just say that they're not Dave Slusher caliber of income.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
Oh man, I went back to the produce place. If you listen to Last Mad at Dad, when I got scolded for walking in before I was allowed to come in, I didn't know they were supposed to wave me in, and I got yelled at. Well, I went back to that produce place yesterday. Everybody there was scared shitless of each other. It was so tense.
Dude,
man.
I was listening to some people talk about their concerts.
Oh wait, back it up here. Okay.
Store and then sneeze in a 7-Eleven. Jesus Christ, what is that, a 2 foot square fucking store? Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I was listening to some people talk about their
I love Jonathan Travers. Good to have you back, friend. Don't be a stranger.
concerts.
Oh yeah, he's talking about people calling in with somebody on the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group suggested that people call in with since we can't go to shows and give show reviews of shows you went to in the past. So that's what he's talking about here. Let me back it up just a little bit here.
Hey, I was listening to some people talk about their concerts. Now back when I was a kid, 10, 11 is when I got hooked onto Van Halen around 81, 82.
Uh-huh.
And so in 1980,
for me, it was, I saw him on the first tour opening for Black Sabbath, the Never Say Die tour. Then I saw, and then we went to they were at a radio station, but on the Van Halen 2, they were playing they were doing a theater tour. And we rode our bikes up to the radio station, and we got their autographs and stuff, and bunch of Schlitz malt liquors in the limo, and anyway, I go far back.
Before it came out, I was 13, and my friend's brother got 6-row seats for Joe Louis in Detroit, or Cobo in Detroit, and we were all set to go. And
I saw him on 1984. They had the big guy with the exterminator guy, big backdrop.
Week of the show, my mother decides to ask who the fucking chaperone is. When she realized it was my friend's brother, who was just turned 16 with a license, I couldn't go. How about that one? Man, I was so fucking pissed off. I literally went into a depression to where they wanted to send me to a therapist because I was literally just like utterly depressed. The worst part was when Tim came into school later on after his brother had the photos developed that he took. I mean, these pictures were fucking pristine. I wanted to cry. He was showing them off to the class.
Oh, imagine having those photos now.
To walk out and cry. So anyway, when my mother realized that, hey, this is a real thing, he's not kidding around. So when Roth went solo, to make it up to me, she got me, in 1 week, I got to see Roth twice in Detroit, then there was a day break, and then there was a show at the Toledo Sports Arena, this little shithole where they used to have minor league hockey. So we go to this show, and I'm a little spindly 15-year-old kid. I probably didn't even weigh 70 pounds. Somehow I fought my way to the front to where when this show was over, they didn't even have a gate. What they had was these little slots that they set plywood in for a fence.
Right.
And I was so crushed up against that, I had bruises on my torso for like a week. I remember
it was well worth it, though, wasn't it, Jonathan?
To get to the front, I had reached around and slid my hand in between these two people to grab that fence. This chick that was in front of me kept taking her cigarette and trying to burn my hand off the fucking thing.
Back when they let you smoke at concerts.
Yeah, I wasn't letting go for nothing. Finally, her boyfriend actually saw it and then actually kind of not hard or anything, but he actually took his hand and kind of hit her in the back of the head. And he said, "Hey, let the kid by." And the guy actually let me stand next to him, and I'll never forget it. It was one of the best things ever.
Nice of him.
Now, I've got tinnitus from years of construction work.
I remember once, I'm sorry to break in, Jonathan Travers. I remember once going to a concert back in the 70s, and I was a little shrimpy kid too, and I had super long hair. And I don't know why, I just now thought of this. I haven't thought of this in like, shit, I don't even remember if I ever thought of this since that night, but I don't remember what concert it was. It could have been Def Leppard or something. It was like 1978 or 79. It could have been Nugent. I don't know, but could have been Styx for that matter. But I was on the floor, and some girl walked up to me and goes, she's a cute girl too, and way older than me. She goes, "Oh my God, you have beautiful hair. Can I touch it?" And, I was like a little shy kid. And so I let her touch my hair. And she goes, "Oh, I can't believe how soft." Then this fucking chick, I'm like 17 years old, never been with a girl. I don't think I'd ever even gotten laid yet. And this girl planted on me and like started making out with me, man. I was like a little kid. I did not believe what the hell was happening, man. I don't know why I just thought of that, but thank you for bringing that memory up, Jonathan Travers.
But that show...
Oh, the good old days of concerts when you were kids, man. They're not like that anymore.
As much as I love that show and it being Van Halen on steroids and just being in awe, the sound was so fucking horrible. I mean, you had to either look at Roth's mouth or Steve Vai and see what he was strumming to actually kind of even know what song was being played. I mean, I remember walking
But you
out of
still
there.
had a great time.
And people were just like, doing the thing with their finger in their ear.
So
I mean,
loud.
it was brutal. And I actually went to the doctor a couple weeks afterwards because it was so bad. And to this day, like, I've got a ringing in my left ear that's
David Lee Roth ruined Jonathan Travers' hearing.
fucking brutal. But I'll never forget that show, man. It was so awesome. I mean, he pulled out all those tricks on that tour. And to see Steve Vai and Billy Sheehan, right? I mean, it was badass. But anyway, I was actually really surprised that I actually could find the set list.
Oh, good.
Now, what the hell here? Let's see here.
Because I did not go to this show.
This is October 30th, 1986. Shy Boy was the opener into
Which a Talus tune.
Tobacco Road. Into
Tobacco Road.
Unchained.
Ooh, with Steve Vai playing.
Going into Panama.
Ooh, okay.
The dreaded drum solo into
Four songs and the drum solo.
Pretty Woman. Yeah, we want to see a Greg Bissonette drum solo. Come on, man. Anyway, Pretty Woman goes into Elephant Gun. Ladies Night in Buffalo.
I don't know that.
Everybody Wants Some into On Fire.
Everybody Wants Some and On Fire. Oh, yeah, with Steve Vai playing those. Oh, you better... Is that on YouTube anywhere? It's got to be, right?
Oh, God, I love that one. Bump and Grind into Ice Cream Man.
That's a good one.
Big Trouble into Yankee Rose.
Okay.
The bass guitar solos. Your Piss Time.
Yeah, Beer Piss Time.
You talking about Love, Going Crazy was the end. Then the encore was Jump, and then California Girls.
Nice.
That set list kind of bogs down towards the last end, but I'll tell you what, as a 15-year-old that never got to see the original Van Halen, fuck, I was
the next best thing, Steve Vai,
seventh fucking heaven. I'll take the hearing loss, but I'll tell you what, those 3 shows I saw in 4 days of David Lee Roth solo, I'd trade them all just to see Van Halen with Roth once back in their prime.
Saw them. I saw them. I probably saw them every single time they came to Jacksonville, Florida, all the way through 1984. That was the last one. Yeah, he quit after 1984. So yeah, I probably saw them every tour.
My mom did a good job making up for it, but I'll tell you, I'd still trade it all just for that one Van Halen show to this day. Anyway, hope you're staying safe from this fucking bullshit. Stay frosty and take it easy, buddy. Right, later.
Stay frosty. You too can leave me an audio comment. Area code 706. No, don't bother calling area code 706-61 Rock. Just do like Jonathan Travers did. Just record it in your phone and email it to me. rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. All right, I got another audio comment, but I'm going to play a song before I do that, and I got some emails to read as well. How about brand new Stephen Pearcy? I don't have anything else in the playlist, so let's see what... this is on Blabbermouth, so I'm going to be playing this from online. Stephen Pearcy released a new solo song, All That I Want. I think he came on Eddie Trunk and played this, but I did not listen to Eddie Trunk. I'm about to cancel my Sirius subscription because Howard Stern is kind of losing it for me. I'm not really enjoying the Howard Stern. And I tried listening to Eddie Trunk the other day. Man. Top 5 bass players. Or no, it wasn't even bass. It was top 5 drummers. Okay, so what does it say here? Early last month, Pearcy released another new solo song called Making Crazy. I don't know what this one... Okay. Did not hear that one. I kind of like Stephen Pearcy's solo better than Rat. Let's see. Pearcy's 5th solo LP, blah, 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 blah. Speaking about the songwriting process, blah, 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 I don't care. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Told Sleaze Rock that Eric, okay. He's talking about his guitar player, Eric, who I know him because when Jet Boy was on tour with Stephen Pearcy, he was the guitar player. Eric, I don't know his last name, but that's how good of friends I am. I'm not good friends with him. I knew him. And it was also Frankie Wilsey from... Eric Ferentinos and Frankie Wilsey from Sea Hags. Pearcy said, I was going over vocals the other day, and I had recorded not long ago on this song. I got the version the other night, and I had the file sent to me with a different vocal style. I sent it to Eric the other day, and we liked it. So I thought, what the fuck? So different and kind of sign of the times right now was inspired by my relationship and how being together is what we are living for. And that's more than enough to have that love from a partner, a family member, or friends. It shouldn't take a bad thing to have a good thing every day. You get it. The song has relevance to what's going on for me, so I thought I'd share. It brings us together where we should always be anyway. And notice that Stephen Piercy's got some hip accent now. He sounds a little like Fog, a little like Soupy Sales. All right, enough of that. Piercy's told Sleaze Rock that Eric was briefly considered for a position in Rat before Ziff, and now former Rat guitarist blah blah blah. Don't care. Okay. Anyway, here's the brand new song called "All That I Want" from Stephen Piercy.
You're all that I want, you're all that I need. You mean everything, it's true. Way deep inside, I made up my mind to make it happen. You and me, it's undeniable. Can't you see? I want you next to me, always on my mind, and all we got is time. You're all that I want, you're all that I need. You'll never be oh so lonely. You gave me your heart right from the start. It's everlasting. You and me, you're so delectable. Can't you see? You mean everything, always on my mind, and all we got is time. Oh yeah! You and me, it's undeniable. Can't you see? I want you next to me, always on my mind, and all we got is time. And all we got is time. Oh yeah! You're all that I want, you're all that I need. You mean everything, it's true. Way deep inside, I made up my mind to make it happen. You're all that I want, you're all that I need. You'll never be oh so lonely. You gave me your heart right from the start. It's everlasting. You're all that I want, you're all that I need. You're all that I want.
All right, there you go. Not bad.
You'll never be
Like I said, I like Stephen Piercy's solo songs. The music of Stephen Piercy better than Rat. Guy's got a good voice. He's like 70 years old. He still sings great. I'm not a big Stephen Piercy fan. I mean, his interviews are kind of boring, but and he wasn't the nicest guy on tour when Jet Boy was on tour. I mean, he wasn't an asshole or anything. He's just kind of like, I think he's just kind of probably shy. I don't know, but it's not a bad tune. All right, well done, Stephen Piercy. All right, another audio comment. And I got some emails to read, and then we'll play a song and get the hell out of here. All right, I don't know what this is. Let's have a listen.
Well, Michael Butler, this is Jesse, the Canadian rock and roll geek
Hey,
from
Jesse.
here in Ottawa. And
Ottawa, Canada. Ooh. No, have I ever been to Ottawa? I don't think so. I've been to Toronto and I was in Toronto with Exodus, and we played Montreal with Exodus.
I'm sending you a show review. How are you?
I'm super great. Couldn't be better. Thanks for asking, Jesse.
Ah, that's tremendous.
Yes.
This is a show that I saw back in 2008.
Yeah, please keep the show, since we're in lockdown and can't go to shows, please keep the concert memories coming from the past, shows you went to in your youth or even last year or several years ago. I don't know if anybody else likes hearing them, but I love hearing them, and that's the most important thing that I like it for.
It was Iron Maiden on their Somewhere Back in Time tour.
I saw that. It was great.
This was at the Pacific.
It was right after Bruce Dickinson's cancer thing.
Coliseum, the former home of the Canucks in Vancouver, British Columbia. The show was just down the street from my house. So it's one of the few big shows I ever got to see where I could just walk down the street. And I like to go to shows by myself. So I
kind of like going to shows by myself too, because you can geek out.
One ticket, and I went out my front door, headed down the street, and went to see the show. As for opener, I can't remember.
The opener was Ghost. When I saw him on that tour, it was Ghost. And Ghost had so many backing tracks. That singer, I don't know his name, but the lead vocals would be going. He pulled the microphone away from his mouth. Lead vocals are still going.
I was there
Which, by the way, I don't know if you know Eureka Machines, but I heard that Chris Catalyst is in Ghost. Is that true? I know somebody out there in the UK can confirm, but I'm pretty sure he's in Ghost.
And the good and the bad about Maiden is that when they're on tour, they will play a lot of stuff from their album, whatever album they're touring behind, which is sometimes good if the album is good, and sometimes just...
Wait, Somewhere Back in Time, that was the greatest hits. So the time that I was talking about was the last album, which is a great album. So I don't know who opened up for him then. I think I saw that one with Casey. That was the wristband incident. We made wristbands and we snuck down into the lower section because we found out what color the wristbands were. So we stopped at Office Max and got all this construction paper and made fake wristbands and ran down. So we had like the fifth row.
Terrible if the album is a clunker. But this was, as you well know, their Power Slave remounting tour. And it was the one that the Banger Films did the big documentary on. And it was a great show.
Yep.
The Pacific Coliseum is kind of dumpy, and it was built in like 1968 or 9, somewhere in there. And it has been replaced by a much newer arena, but it was kind of nice to see it in a bit of a dump. And it went in, and the stage setup was great. I didn't really know what to expect because I'm like, well, this could be good, this could be bad. And right out of the gate...
Iron Maiden's going to be good. You can count on that.
They had the opening little concert film where they show Bruce Dickinson flying the airplane. Doctor ends, and then they charge out, and they started with Aces High. And the set list, which I found on the handy old set list FM, was Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight.
Minutes to Midnight! Yeah, Casey and I were screaming along.
Revelations, The Trooper, Wasted Years,
Wasted Years, good.
Beast. Can I Play with Madness?
Oh, that's a good
Rhyme
set.
of the Ancient Mariner. Power Slave, Heaven Can Wait, Run to the Hills, Fear of the Dark, Iron Maiden. Then they leave, and the encore was Moonchild, The Clairvoyant, and Hallowed Be Thy Name.
Yeah, that's a great set.
The show started tremendously, as I mentioned, with Aces High, but then there was a huge fight right at the front of the stage, and Bruce Dickinson stopped the show. He sat down on one of the monitors.
If you motherfuckers don't stop fighting, we're not going to play.
And
I'm going to sit here until you kids get it together.
Began to chastise the people.
Now Bruce Dickinson sounds like a black dude.
Who were fighting at his show. And for, it might have been as long as 5 minutes, everything stopped. He got them all calmed down, and then...
Everybody calm down now. Now look here. everybody. Okay.
Told everybody that they're there to see a show.
We're here to see a show.
You know, let's get back to some rock
Come on,
and roll.
let's get back
and
to
then
some
they
rock.
launched back into
Come on, guys, stop fighting.
whichever song it was. It was in between one of the songs. So it was either 2 Minutes to Midnight or Revelations. It was somewhere in there. And then the rest of the show continued. I have to say, I think it's one of the best shows I've ever seen. It was absolutely tremendous. It just kept getting better and better and better as they played hit after hit after hit. And then they came out for the encore and played The Moonchild, Clairvoyant, and Hallowed Be Thy Name.
Epics.
Songs that at that point, I don't think they were playing those last three live at all very much. And I kept looking around at everybody, and we were all kind of the people I was standing near anyway, because I'd gone by myself. We all kind of looked around like, this is really good. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Yeah, it's really good.
Geeking
And
out.
we proceeded to enjoy what so far is, within the top three, if not the best concerts I've ever seen. So there you go. I was there back in the day for Iron Maiden.
Yes. All right. Friends, send me your best concert. Look on Setlist FM. Think of the best concert you ever went to. And record an audio comment of that concert, what you remember of it, and read the set list. Please keep those coming. rockandrollgeek@gmail.com, because I love, love, love hearing these concert memories, man. I should do some of mine as well. I mean, I saw some great shows. I saw Aerosmith on the fucking Rocks tour, man. Motherfucker. Saw Frampton Comes Alive tour. What was the Rocks tour set list? Let me look. Let me see how can you find out? Because I don't know how to do this. Setlist.fm. Da 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 da. What would that have been? 1976. Aerosmith Rocks tour. 1976. Oh, okay. Let's look at Jacksonville Coliseum, Madison Square Garden, Montreal, Cincinnati, Louisville, Kentucky, Toledo, Ohio, Boston, Massachusetts, Pittsburgh, New Haven, Connecticut, Paris, France. Oh, come on. I know you played Jacksonville Coliseum. All right, let me maybe I'll go back. Aerosmith, Jacksonville Coliseum. Try that. Jacksonville. All right, when was it? Jacksonville. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, yep, Rocks tour. May 14th, 1976. I was there, motherfuckers. There are no songs in this set list yet. Oh, boy. Well, all right, so okay, let's see what was at Madison Square Garden, because they're probably doing the same set. Okay, they open with Mama Kin, then Write Me a Letter, then SOS Too Bad, then Walking the Dog, same old song, and it's One Way Street, Walk This Way, Sick as a Dog, Big 10-inch, Licking a Promise, No More, No More, Dream On, Sweet Emotion, Train Kept a Rolling, then Encore, Toys in the Attic. Pretty good set list. Do it, friends. rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. I would love to hear it. All right, some emails. Let's see. Recent email. Butler, get your shit together. I'm starting to stumble over my words. I'm starting to get a little bit of a buzz. I'm only just cracked open the third beer. The last Modelo in my refrigerator. I got a bunch of beers in here so I got a bunch of canned Sapporos. I can't drink those by themselves. Those got to be drank with food. So Modelo and Tecate can be drank by themselves. All right, email from Chad Burns regarding the nude. So over the last few years, I've listened to probably 15 Uncle Ted interviews by various people. Yours was I got to get close because this is small print. Yours was by far the best. Oh, thanks, Chad. I appreciate it, friend. Insightful, and you asked him different questions than other people. Hunting the bear, the bass questions and that Cal Jam story. That was my favorite. It wasn't the bullshit stock questions Eddie Trunk and Mitch LaFon asked. You are personable, a fan, and not afraid to show it. Thank you, Stay Frosty's Chad Burns. You know, when Ted Nugent said he played, well, Rob Grain's the bass player who I've been trying to get on the Rock and Roll Geek Show forever. He posted isolated bass tracks from Stranglehold. And you remember on the show, Ted Nugent said he played bass, he did the bass parts on the recording of Stranglehold, except that Rob Grains did the solo. And I sent a message and said, hey, did you record the entire song or just the bass tracks or just the solo? And he says, I did everything. And I said, oh, okay, that's interesting. Because Ted said, I had Ted on the show, and he said he played it. I didn't want to stir any shit up. I just wanted to, I was basically trying to let him know that I had Ted Nugent on the show, and now it was okay for him to come on the show. And he got pissed off and said, Ted Nugent's just a liar, and now he's got to come on my show, but I got to wait for Duke X album to come out. The guy's been blowing me off forever, but yeah, thank you, Chad Burns. All right, another email about Ted Nugent. I got a lot of comments about the Ted Nugent interview. Thank you, everybody. I'm just going to read a couple of them here. Adam Brichet, great interview. I could listen to him tell stories for days. You really did a great job of keeping it like a conversation. I really liked the Tuck interview, too. Now I'm on a Nugent kick again. Thank you. Stay frosty. Michael Street on the Rock and Roll Geek forums. I remember he said he couldn't stop listening to the Sunrise bass solo after the interview. Thank you, Michael Street. What else here? Email from Billy the C. Have not talked to Billy the C in a long time. Hi, Michael. It's Billy the C. I hope you remember me. It's been a while since I last emailed you. I know you have a lot of listeners and fans, so I'm sure that even if you do remember, you couldn't possibly remember that I was one of your very early listeners and fans. Well, you know, Billy, I just got so many fans of the Rock and Roll Geek Show. I mean, it's just too many. Like Eddie Truck, I get thousands and thousands of emails. How could I possibly remember all? Okay. Come on, Billy. Of course I remember you, friend. Get your ass to San Francisco. We'll have some beers together, all right, friend? And if you don't drink beers, we'll have a soda pop together. All right? You got a place to crash at my house. Eddie Truck wouldn't let you crash at his house, I guarantee you. Anybody, any friends of the Rock and Roll Geek Show, come to San Francisco or up to the mountains. You got a place to crash, friend. You're not going to be on the street, okay? Anyway, okay. I don't know why I said that, but I think I started listening to the Rock and Roll Geek Show around 2008. Not the very beginning, but over 11 years ago. For some reason, probably because I'm getting older, I got into this Beatles obsession, listening only to podcasts about the Fab Four. Then that turned into anything about music from 65 to 75. I feel lucky to have been a susceptible teenager at that time, at a time when so much great music was being made. I'm telling you this because that was the reason I hadn't listened to you in quite a while. Okay, you jumped ship for a while. But today, when I started listening to your show about wildlife, it all came back to me. Here was another great band that you were turning me on to. As I sat and listened to you and Casey, I was happy and relaxed for the first time during this whole crazy time the world's going through. That's nice, Billy. I appreciate that, friend. It makes me feel good. I just wanted you to know that throughout the years, when I've listened to your podcast, you always seem to make me realize how great music is and how it can make and heal. I can't read. Let me read that again. I just wanted you to know that throughout the years when I've listened to your podcast, you always seem to make me realize how great music and how it can heal and make me feel better. Sorry for the long email. I just wanted to tell you about music and how my love affair with it started. I'm 65 years old. Even though I was into music starting with buying Meet the Beatles a week before Christmas 1963 at 9 years old. It wasn't until I went to a dance sock hop at a teen club called The Hideout in 1969, May 23rd, 1969, I was at 15 and saw the greatest rock and roll band in the world, the MC5. Also, your story about the dog bites and the trip to the urgent care place had me laughing so hard that I was driving and had to pull over so I wouldn't crash. Yeah, okay. on the Reddit Howard Stern group, people say that all the time. It was so funny I had to pull over for crashing. It became a running gag. So hope your hands are doing better. You have to play that bass. Well, my left index finger, Billy, I can play now, but I don't think I'm ever going to be able to bend my left index finger all the way down again. And it's permanently swollen, I think, because it's been a while now. The wrist is still not fully healed. The finger hurts like a motherfucker. I can play guitar now, so I'm assuming I can play bass, because bass is probably easier. But I can play chords on the guitar, so I think I'll live and I'll be able to play, but I don't think my finger's ever going to be the same. And like I said on the Mad at Dad, now the wife is hell-bent on putting the dog down, which I am dead against, but I don't know if I have any say in this. Thank you, Billy C. I really appreciate it. All right, let me close Billy's email. Take another sip of this fine Modelo. Okay. Email from Patrick Shanahan. The American Heartbreak and wildlife shows were great. You should start doing daily. I can't read, friends. I can't read. The American Heartbreak and wildlife shows were great. This was before the Nugent show, I think he sent me this before even the Tuck interview. You should start doing daily shows. Let Casey do 1 or 2 a week. I'd be willing to pay a lot more, and I think others would too. With all this Corova craziness going on, more shows would really help. Also, at the risk of ass kissing, American Heartbreak would have been a much better band if you sang. I like the songs okay, but I'm just not into Lance's vocals. The parts you sing give a glimpse of what could have been. Oh well. All right, thank you, Patrick Shanahan. And an email, speaking of Lance, the vocals, Lance Boone chimed in about the American Heartbreak episode. By the way, I might have been able to sing the songs, but my voice won't hold out for the entire set, for one thing. Another thing, I'm a terrible front man. I would make jokes and people won't get them. It'd be like the Rock and Roll Geek show, and you know how that is. It's a very niche audience, as they say. From Lance Boone. Love the show, but you don't know or remember I wrote maybe only 10% of the lyrics on the finished product. After practice, you would leave, and I would have to stay with Casey and Billy and go through each and every line of the songs. And my lyrics never made the cut. That's why I hate that record so much. And as if I would write shit like Raise Your Hands or Last of the Superheroes. Simply embarrassing. Oh, that's good. It's good times. Another email from Chad Burns. I don't know why I'm reading 2, but it's a long one. So this is referring to the American Heartbreak. Hi, Michael. I'm just going to get the ass kissing out of the way right off the bat. That American Heartbreak album is a top 10 all time for me. This album is how I found out about the Rock and Roll Geek podcast. I was a huge Jet Boy fan, and I knew that Billy Rowe had a new band. So I got the CD from a local shop here in town when it came out, and have loved it ever since. I wore this out. I love every song on it. And now with you telling the stories behind what this song is about, what that song is about, what this song was going to go this way is incredible for me. How many of us get to hear every detail that went on behind the scenes of our favorite albums? So many I can't believe that's one of your favorite albums. That's cool. I appreciate it, friend. So many highlights in this album for me. I love the straight ahead drums personally, and I don't think it sounds anything like Bon Jovi or Goo Goo Dolls at all. I didn't know so many of you wrote different songs. I always assumed it was the singer who wrote the lyrics and the other guys wrote the music. So cool to know that wasn't the case here. Lance has a suit. All right, this guy loves Lance. Chad Burns loves Lance. Lance has a super original voice. So there you go, Lance, if you happen to be listening. One guy doesn't like your voice, but Chad Burns loves it. By the way, Lance is moving back to the Bay Area. Now all we got to do is talk him into wanting to play again and growing that hair out. Lance has a super original voice. Billy is a guitar, melody, rhythm god. I assume Casey played the solos on here. No, Casey did not play the solos. Billy played the solos. Again, melodic and super tasty. Billy did all the solos in American Heartbreak. Casey was just a rhythm guitar player. Your bass playing is key on here too. I love the bass slides at the beginning of many parts, and taking your backing vocals out would have been a huge mistake. I hate when bands do that. The different vocal styles is what gives bands character. I agree with you. Paul's drums are very Phil Rudd-like. That's not Paul on drums. He's on the album cover, but it's a guy named Johnny. What's that guy's last name? I don't know. It was Johnny somebody. He was in this band called Sam I Am, I think. Let's see. Paul's drums are very Phil Rudd-like and are key to these songs. So I think the differing of opinions is what makes this an epic album. Just a few comments on some of the songs. The Girl That Knows Nothing at All is a masterpiece just as it is. I love the build-ups, the stops. Raise Up Your Hands is another highlight. All right, Lance hates that one. The guitar melody with the vocal line after the solo is perfect if you understand line, which was along with the vocal melody. Last of the Superheroes has been worn out at my house. Our son was 3 when this album came out and loved Last of the Superheroes, so he had to hear it every time he was in my truck. 21 and Easy with the cherry inspired intro. No, that's not 21 and Easy. That is Unhappily Ever After. The key to a lot of these is the breakdowns, which, like I told you, American Heartbreak always had breakdowns. I'm super geeking out here, but I don't care. Thank you for this. Stay super frosty, Chad Burns. All right, thank you, Chad Burns. All right, one more email, and we will get the hell out of there, friends. From Paul Houston. Let me take a sip of this fine Tecate. Thank you for all the comments, friends, or emails. I really appreciate it. I don't get as many emails as Eddie Trunk claims to, but if I didn't read your email, I apologize. But thank you for all the emails, friends. I really appreciate it. rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. Let me take a sip of this fine Tecate, or Modelo. From Paul Houston. I loved the American Heartbreak recap show. I'm a big fan of the classic album series and things like that. I love hearing demos of big bands to compare to the final product, too. Basically, I'm interested in the mechanics behind the scenes of songwriting. Yeah, I'm into that, too. I think everybody who's probably a Rock and Roll Geek listener, a friend of the show, if you're a geek, you like hearing how songs came about and stuff. I bought this album when it came out, along with postcards and You Will Not Be Getting Paid. When I bought American Heartbreak, I thought the production was a bit light. Your Bon Jovi Goo Goo Dolls conflict talk on the show explains that. But I think the songs are good and shine through. Things Are Looking Up is by far the best song in the album for me. Well, since I wrote it, Paul Houston, I will take that as a compliment, friend. All right, enough of that. I'm happy that I got to see American Heartbreak, the last show in San Francisco supporting Stars. Don't know if you remember, I was on vacation from the UK at the time, 2007. That was the show we played on Mission Street. There was hardly anybody there. And during the sound check, there was a real low ceiling. And during the sound check, Joe Doobie smashed his head on the ceiling, and he cut his forehead wide open, and he was like fucked up, and it ruined his night. I really feel bad about that too. I now live in South Africa for the last 10 years. I recall you said your housekeeper is South African. Yes. I feel guilty sometimes as I don't donate much. Our economy is in the shitter, and exchange rate to the U.S. is out of control, so it's expensive for me, but I have donated one-offs over the years, been listening since 2005. Well, thank you, friend. Paul Houston, I really appreciate it, friend. Do what you can. Don't go hungry. I will return to the U.S. at some point, and I will buy you a few beers and a meal. I'll take you up on that, friend. You got a place to crash if you come out here. Let the record show. 1000th episode. Yeah, let's hope this shit's over. They let us go to clubs, and we do a 1000th episode, and maybe we'll have Tuck, and maybe an American Heartbreak reunion. I love your honesty of saying you stole certain bits of songs from. I do that too. I could pinpoint where I took bits from my own songs. Wild Hearts are often referenced. Keep up the great work, Paul Houston. Paul Houston, send me some songs, friend. I'd love to hear them. And if I like them, I will play them on the Rock and Roll Geek Show, friend. Okay? All right. That's enough emails. I hope I didn't bore you with those. But I like reading emails from. By the way, I read all of your emails that you send me. Even if I don't read them on the show, I read them. And if I don't respond, it's usually because I think I'm going to respond on the show, and I end up not getting around to it or something. So I apologize. If I don't read your email or don't respond to your email, send me an email, rock and roll, and send me another email, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com, and say, Butler, put in the subject line, Butler, you egotistical prick. Why can't you at least say thanks for the email, you son of a bitch? You suck. I'm unsubscribing. Okay, friends. That's enough. All right, I'm going to close out with a song. Let's play. This band was turned on to me by Sandy Hyde, who's in the Rock and Roll Geek forums, and he always posts really good music. He's got good taste in music. Bullets and Octane. They have a new album out called Riot, Rock and Roll. Came out on April 24th. I'm going to play the title track. Thank you for listening, friends. rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. Find the show at rockandrollgeek.com. Please keep the donations coming, because as you know, the show would die or horrible, putrid, stench-filled death, and I need your donations now more than ever. This is a value for value, so if you get any value out of this show, do what you can, friends. Whatever it's worth to you, anything you can contribute, I would very much appreciate it. There's also an Amazon link on rockandrollgeek.com too, so if you buy something on Amazon, go through the link and I'll get a little kickback as well, friends. All right. Thank you for listening. If you're a Mad at Dad friend, we'll be back tomorrow with more crappiness. And here is Riot, Rock and Roll from Bullets and Octane. I will talk to you soon.
Screaming out the cocaine blue. Dead in the streets, fuck me, fuck you.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.